My story starts in 1990, at which time Zora Neale Hurston had been resurrected, the festival was going on, and people were excited about being in Eatonville. Well, actually, we came here as a family, as I said before, because my father was in the military. It's a long story. We had come from overseas. We had lived on Guam, and then my father was stationed at Patrick Air Force Base. And due to segregation, my brother and I could not, even though we lived on the base, we played with the children, we could not go to school with the children. So we were driven 20 miles downtown to a black school. Well, it did not work. So my parents decided to look around and to find another place to live. They found a middle-class community here in, well, not in Eatonville, but in the Central Florida, in Winter Park, which at that particular time, Winter Park and Eatonville were very much intertwined because all of the kids went to school, beyond the 6th grade, all the kids that went to school went to Hungerford. So I did have an opportunity to go to Hungerford for 1 year. After my parents, especially after my father retired and they returned to this area, they were very much involved. My mother was a nurse, and she was actually able to encourage others to go ahead and not only get, a lot of people were working as nurses but did not have papers, and she was able to kind of organize a group and get people involved in at least getting certified as nurses, assistants. Some of them went on to become RNs. So she was instrumental in doing that. Now, as far as Eatonville is concerned, I think my father was active too, but my father was very high profile, not so much in Eatonville, but in Winter Park. My father was the first black clerk, male clerk, to work inside and actually sell stamps and provide services to people in the Winter Park, Eatonville area. I had kind of always been an artist, I mean, from a child, but it was something that just to do. It was something to do. It was nothing that I really thought that I could just grab. I never really actually thought of grabbing a hold of it and making a career or even trying to develop it any further. It was just something that I did. When I came back in 1990, my exposure to what was happening in Eatonville was amazing. By that time, the museum had come into being, and only the very best, our top, our shiniest and brightest artists that were part of the black diaspora were showing their work here in Eatonville. So I had the opportunity to go down and talk to them, and they encouraged me, and they did everything that they could to kind of give me that push in that direction. And so I began to paint and to show my work as a result of that. But they have been there for the last 20 years. Those people, those artists have been there, and I formed relationships with some of them and still remain in contact with them. Eatonville is the oldest black incorporated township in the United States, which means that this is the first black township with laws. I do really believe that it's very important to each and every one of us as American, as a people of the African diaspora, not just people of the African diaspora, because I think it's actually expanded beyond that. Zora Neale Hurston was really a very important person in laying the foundation for Eatonville, for African Americans, for Caribbean Americans, by the fact that she was able to record our history. But one thing that I really want to make certain and make clear is that Eatonville produced Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston did not produce Eatonville. It was because of the security that she felt in the bounds of the community, that she had the confidence to go out and tackle the world and become a very high profile figure, not just in the United States, but all over the world. So it actually has made a very big impact. I think that all ties in to the founding fathers, to the whole diaspora experience, that Eatonville is a very, very important place.